What's up, y'all? It's T-Tar. Now that the Indigo disc is out, what was it? Imagination or time travel? Now, listen. As I'm recording this, I finished the Indigo disc. Pretty much, I haven't even gone online, y'all. I haven't looked at any potential data mines. I've done everything I think I can in the Indigo disc, but I haven't gone online to check if it really is. So I'm making this video after beating the Indigo disc and then going back to Kitakami. If you know what that means, you know. So if you don't know stuff about the Indigo disc, you gotta bounce. The verdict. Are you ready for this? And I'm gonna explain this. And I'm so happy. Alright, man. I think the Paradox Pokemon are time travelers. This is crazy. No, listen, this Indigo disc has only opened more mysteries than it's closed. Y'all, maybe there's more to do. But as far as I've played, the trio Paradoxes haven't even popped up. Are they in the game or do we have to wait for them? Y'all, there was such a little focus on the Paradox Pokemon. It's like they already told us the answer. It's what Sarantor said. From the ancient past, the distant future that we're yet to experience. So, listen. I know I make a lot of theory videos, right? So it's sometimes hard to tell where I actually stand on issues? On what I want happening in the games. Because I'll make a theory video on something that is just real fun food for thought. But it's not necessarily what I believe in. I was starting to believe in the dream theory stuff. I can't hop off that. But the initial idea I was really married to for a long time is I wanted them to be time travelers. And I'll explain why, right? The Ultra Beasts. What if I told you they're from an imagined world that someone thought up? Imagined alternate realities. Guzzlord is from an imagined reality where Alola was destroyed. You know that's a worthy explanation, right? You can explain all the Ultra Beasts like that. This is the problem with Dream. Because also, you guys might notice the moment Dream theory became popular again around these last few months, things got kind of simple. Everyone's like, okay, dream this, dream that. Doku Taro dream. Maybe he's awakening powers. Everything loses logic, and whatever made the story interesting, it goes out the window. Most of it, you know. Okay, the AI, the time machine, they're all made from dream power. You know, anything goes at this point. It was fun the more fun than everything being dream Pokemon was the mystery of it being dream or time travel. You know, that was the only thing keeping the hype fun about that. But I think they're time travelers. And the reason I was so married to this idea, aside from the fact that dream is such a boring thing to patch up a fun storytelling element like time travel with, is that I looked into Terapagos' mythology. Right? It's based off the Urashima Taro or Uranoshimako story. And I even made a video, which I was really married to this video, where I said Heath is a time traveler. Where I said that Heath disappeared 200 years ago and he's going to appear in the modern day. And then another idea I put out recently was the idea that at the climax of Area Zero, when we're confronting Kieran against Terapagos, that Heath might be summoned to here. Right? When I put out this idea, it wasn't a dream idea. It was a time travel idea where Heath physically was pulled from 200 years ago, comes in the modern day, witnesses the big chaos Terapagos form that Kieran unleashes, goes and then gets sucked back to his time, which doesn't sound so far-fetched all of a sudden, right? And then he releases his book putting the image of Chaos Terapagos, but what he was really referencing was the future event that he witnessed of Kieran awakening it, right? A lot of the ideas I found interesting to share was about time travel. But yeah, so the myth about Terapagos, that, you know, the turtle which is interesting because the turtle in mythology is actually a princess. It's a girl. Terapagos is a boy, y'all! But in that story, we have a turtle who the story gets altered over different iterations of it, but pretty much it takes this dude and it shows him a good time by taking him deep under the water to this palace. But then he spends what feels like either a couple months or a couple years there, and then when he wants to go home and the turtle princess finally lets him go home, where his world is like 200 years in the future. His family's gone. He wanted to see his mom. I think he had a daughter. He couldn't see any of them anymore. It was in fact, that story ends with a tragedy. He does something and he like dies, something along those lines at the end of the story. But that specific turtle is what Terapagos is based off. That fluffy tail, that's what it means. Now there's some, so I really wanted Terapagos to be a time traveler. It was an enticing idea, I have to admit, Terapagos being a dream catcher. And I brought out the idea that Terapagos could be at the center of the region, and he wouldn't be sleeping like it turns out he is in the actual games, but he would be just active and constantly sucking everyone's dreams into this giant spirit bomb, which he then grants people wishes using that massive power. It was fun, right? But again, right, like this whole wish granting thing, it's so empty. It's like the same crap as when I kept saying I didn't want Kieran to be possessed. Yeah, eventually I broke down and made the video, you know, but even in that video, I kept telling y'all I didn't like the idea. Here's the thing with Terapagos being a time traveler, y'all, or at least in the myths. The sucker used the same power in the story, and the story didn't mention any crap about Dream at all, and instead gave us more fun in terms of time talk. I'm just trying to hold off on saying it because I want to save anyone who didn't experience this, because you can only... I really got it to experience it unspoiled. Listen, so if you go back to Kitakami after getting Terapagos starts a time loop. It's crazy. I'm gonna make a video once. I was gonna make a video titled, like, explaining this time loop, but I want to give y'all at least a day or two. You know, listen, I can't save y'all forever, man. If I don't, someone's gonna spoil it on the internet. I don't want to say much, but essentially Terapagos at Kitakami, he starts a time loop. He pulls Turo from the past, exactly like I described the heat situation, y'all. And why this is interesting, and I'll make a video on this later, is that, y'all, you never know with heat. You never know if the same thing happened. You know, the game is very interesting, you know, because like I said, the Paradox trio is missing. It's like there's more to the game that they are not letting us play yet. So you never know what Heath really saw when he put that Terapagos vision, because Heath didn't witness it. You can't witness that for him, especially now when it's in Area 0 and it's all chaotic. But Terapagos, you could say it's dream power. So like this video, the verdict isn't for certain, but I'm just getting a feel for what the story gave to me. And Terapagos, it would appear, uses its powers to straight up pull Turo, I played Violet, or Sada, from, I'm thinking, around 10 years from the past. Before he made his AI, before he made the time machine. It might be after his initial trip down with Clavel and all, but it's very much put a focus on the idea that this game is messing with time. And you see, the way Turo spoke about different timelines and all, it put the focus properly back on time. You know, it makes you think back to the AI Sada and Turo. It really feels a lot more vanilla and clean that they really did just go to the past and future. Yeah, Sada and Turo, in their journals in the Underdepths of Area 0, they started a whole other mystery about this 2 million year old crater meteor. They did tell us Terapagos' meteor was, what, did it say 2 million or 1 million? Yeah, see? So they said Terapagos' meteor formed 1 million years ago, all this time. This DLC tells us that Turo is dating it back to 2 million. And then, I don't know how it plays out in Scarlet, but Turo says something very odd, which makes the Paradox Pokemon seem like they might have been real. Which is, again, is really odd. Now listen, they still could turn out to be, you know, imagination Pokemon. Terapagos being a time-traveling Pokemon, it's perfect. And we witnessed it, literally, and it's Turo's words exactly, right? This sucker, something happened in space-time got messed up, and he appeared in the crystal pool. So this is the thing, right? Whenever people saw visions at the crystal pool, they were seeing time distortions. The cause of these time distortions isn't known. Turo says something, he thinks it's between him and me, but I don't even know Turo. So something caused it. Now listen, what I said in this video, the verdict is not set in stone. In fact, the 3 Paradox trio that they haven't showed us yet, maybe what they're doing is saving the big reveal that it's all dream for around the time they tell us that story. I still don't know how it's not in the Indigo disc. This is kind of crazy. But we already have paradoxes in the game. So maybe, despite them being time traveled, maybe the reason they're called Paradox Pokemon is because there's some sort of paradox that's going on concerning the creation of the time machine. Because right now, y'all, it's a whole ass paradox. I can't wait to make a video talking about this paradox, y'all. So listen, so to y'all who've watched my playthrough or experienced the game yourself, what do you think it is? Do you think they're time travelers, or do you think we can mask all this crap with dream energy? This is kind of surreal. The Indigo disc is out, and the debate starts once again. I know it's a bit weird, y'all. I'm not looking at the data mine, so y'all probably might even know like what Entei Terrakian's name is. You might know what Dokutaro's name is, Pichikini, whatever it is. But the issue with the data mine is, y'all, it's gonna suck the soul out of all this fun. So listen, I might sit here making videos to y'all, and y'all might know the data mines, but I've got like the virgin mind, man. It's like I'm the chosen one. As long as I avoid the leaks, I'm the chosen one. The verdict right now is that they're time travel Pokemon. And the game seems to have a proper focus on time travel right now. We're not touching on dream energy at all. So it's making me really think. Just as Shadow Sword told us in the main game already, they really are ancient and future Pokemon. The entries Heath and a culture made up aren't real, but the Pokemon themselves could very much so be real, which would make me so happy. Guys, I either want it to always remain a mystery that we don't know if they're time travel or dream, or I want them to be time travel. I don't want to find out their dream Pokemon with certainty. As if you keep it in the air, I'll allow the dream possibility, but you can't land on it. Let me know your thoughts if you can type with your eyes closed, and I'll see y'all maybe later with the Paradox video, but I'm just gonna give y'all a bit more time.